Welcome to the Stoned Age Living Podcast. This is your boy Life Locks. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify at Stoned Age Living, minus the G. We appreciate you for coming through. All right, let's kick things off with our strain of the day, OG Kush. OG Kush is a world-famous strain first propagated by Matt Berger in Florida. The strain was later popularized after Josh D was able to perfect the growing conditions and introduce the variety into the Los Angeles market. Josh D Farms reports OG Kush users can expect long-lasting, heavy yet versatile euphoria and skunky citrus flavor and aroma. The company is now focused exclusively on developing OG Kush-derived strains and products. Moving into our first cannabis story, can cannabis help with recovery post-workout? All workouts cause stress to the body, tearing muscles and causing inflammation. Although this process sounds a little disturbing, it's a good thing since it allows the muscle to rebuild itself and grow stronger. There's been no scientific research conducted on cannabis and its effect on your body after working out, but there's a growing community of people who enjoy working out while high, reporting better results thanks to the herb. Even if we know that cannabis has a lot of anti-inflammatory agents, scientists still don't know enough to say how much of the compound could produce relief or reduce inflammation when it applied to strength training and workouts in general. It will definitely make delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, less unpleasant, which may lead to getting you back into the gym faster. Dr. Jordan Tischler tells Men's Journal. Dr. Tischler explains that cannabis has some pain relief properties and that it could provide relief for particularly grueling workout sessions, similar to the effects one would get from taking an Advil. He adds, though, that it's less risky. Other experts believe that cannabis can help treat different conditions that have a significant influence on athletic performance, such as sleep and pain. They highlight CBD as a standout compound, one that may provide positive long-term effects for workouts and workout recovery without the highs associated with THC. All right, so today we just have more proof that we need more research to be done on medical cannabis and working out. The anti-inflammatory properties are definitely there with CBD, and it's crazy that there hasn't been a study done on cannabis and working out, because there are a lot of athletes who regularly use marijuana and work out at the same time. That's probably the reason why the drug testing thing is such a big deal in terms of the NBA and the NFL, and they're starting to relieve all these bans on all these athletes and things like that. But guys have always gotten in trouble for having marijuana at the professional athlete level, and these are literally the greatest athletes in the world. So there's definitely some science that probably backs all of this up. We just need all of the research to actually be done or conducted. How COVID-19 is changing cannabis. Since the COVID-19 pandemic took hold of the U.S. last month, the industry has transformed the crisis into an opportunity to demonstrate maturity, dismantle biases, and solidify its role in the economy, communities, and people's lives. While challenges persist, the last 6 weeks have represented a major leap forward for the sector that will help position it for long-term success in several ways. The cannabis industry immediately notched a significant victory when states declared medical cannabis businesses essential during the pandemic, allowing them to stay open. Some also provided for continued recreational sales, although often with restrictions geared toward health and safety. In Colorado, adult use sales are limited to curbside pickup, and in Nevada, cannabis can only be purchased via home delivery. And by declaring cannabis essential in certain states, state and local authorities have made important statements on a number of levels. First, this designation helped blunt negative biases that have been associated with cannabis, including the legal variety, for a long time. Now, legal cannabis is treated like traditional pharmaceuticals, and in places where recreational retailers have been designated essential, like groceries. Second, it conceded that these products are necessities for people who use them, especially for medicine, which is squarely at odds with the stigmas of criminality and the vice that have plagued the industry. The World Health Organization has also warned that handling money could contribute to the spread of COVID-19. Some businesses like Chick-fil-A and other restaurants all across the country have responded by encouraging cashless payments or banning cash altogether. This presents a unique challenge for the legal cannabis businesses. They are cash only because cannabis remains illegal at the federal level, thus prohibiting the industry from working with traditional federally overseen banks and credit card companies which cross state lines. That makes cannabis businesses a target for criminals, even in normal times. Today, the potential for thefts and robberies increased because cash is changing hands at curbside, and so does the potential for spread of the virus. The crisis has only highlighted the cash-only problem. All right, that does it for this episode. We're going to leave you with our weed fact number 4. Japan has the most expensive cannabis in the world at $32 per gram. This has been another episode of the Stone Age Living Podcast. Listen to hear LifeLocks cover the biggest cannabis headlines daily. Follow us at Stone Age Living on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere else that you could possibly type it in. Tune in for cannabis news daily. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for checking in. All right, the close on this article definitely hit the head on the nail. All right, my second take on this would be the crisis has definitely highlighted all of our industry problems, not just the cash problem, but the cash problem is probably one of the biggest problems that from the business side that these businesses actually have, because you're making people pretty much only exchange currency in the old way that we used to do it, which definitely leads to a lot more people plotting on your business, you needing extra security and things like that because there's so much money being exchanged. And physical money or cash can always just swap hands and then it's gone just like that. There isn't much security when you're spending cash in most situations. But for them to deem all of these businesses to be essential during these times and to take away the negative biases that come with being a cannabis user regularly, that's definitely a huge step in the right direction for our industry as a whole. And declaring all of our businesses essential and respecting the actual rights and values of these medical marijuana patients, they've set the stage for now when this entire pandemic is over, people are going to be like, well, you said it was essential then, it definitely has medical value, even though it's still Schedule 1. So this COVID-19 is actually changing the cannabis sector in a huge, huge way, and mostly positive.